everybody, this is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film from the European server. It's Norelc back into the Hall of Fame, this time with his Luchs. He was previously in, I think, with the T-37. We're in Fiery Standard Mode, South Spawn. A lot of artillery in this game, 3 apiece. 1 scout on the enemy team, 3 on his. Because of the platoon, I guess. Normally you don't get a situation like that, although the M5 Stuart, they don't really count that when they do these, so it's basically a tier 5 against 2 tier 4s in the eyes of MM. There are good balance to both teams with the remaining tanks. His team's a little bit heavy on heavies. They only have 2 TDs and 2 mediums. But we'll see how everybody spreads out. He's headed off toward the western edge of the map. Appears to have multiple tanks coming with him. It's just they're going to be a lot slower than him, which really isn't that bad because it takes a while to get up to the spotting locations, and usually by the time you get there the support fire is just starting to get into place. It actually looked like they're deploying a lot more sanely than people in North America do, where they, even though it's standard mode, they all like to run to the hill and to the middle there along the railroad tracks anyway. It screws up the whole fight. So he gets up to the bush ahead of the TD and heavy coming over this way. Has spots for his team as they move into place. They should start firing any second. Now there they go. The timing on this was great. Already 1 kill. KV-2's retreating. As part of the scout's prayer, dear Lord, please give me snipers who can hit their targets. And in this case, the gods of World of Tanks answered his prayer. The Matilda must not be looking in his rearview mirror and doesn't realize what happened to all the tanks behind him because he's continuing to push to the south. He's determined. Well, no, he's dead. Pretty stupid on his part. When you see your tanks being blown away and you just keep pushing south, you're all by yourself with everybody shooting at you. Maybe his goal was just to spot anybody, and that didn't even work. Yay, look at this team. Give me more teams like this, please. As soon as they kill the last target, all of them are moving forward. The TD's letting his guys get ahead of him, but he's in a position where he can fire farther to the north. Norelc sees that he has support moving north to where they can fire farther north into the map, and off he goes. This is just, wow. These are the kind of teammates you want to have next battle, too. They understand what they're doing. This Hetzer is just going to get wiped out. There's like 5 tanks going to shoot at him. And Norelc gets the honors of the kill. That's most likely everybody that's left over here. So just make sure the northwest corner is clear, and then they'll move across the northern edge of the map and flank. And it's going to end up being it's kind of close right now. Well, there's the Artie hiding right there. And the second kill. It's a somewhat close battle, but it's not going to stay close for long. So with the PZ-38NA spotting across the northern edge of the map, he's going to come back and help. defend. Even though the enemy team's capping, it's not a major threat because there's only one tank capping. There's plenty of defenders going back, so it's something you have to deal with. But in no way is it as an emergency. He's going to come over here and try to help out his artillery.
Ready to fire.
And gets the kill. He had him lined up for the big ram, but he was smart enough not to do that. That wouldn't have been pretty if he had.
Ready to fire.
Oh, nice shot, artillery. You'd love to see those things come curling in out of the sky and take somebody out. I mean, yeah, it takes damage and stuff away from you. It's just cool to watch. And now they have a 4-tank lead, and it just gets easier as they go. Now his team played it great, and the enemy team, they didn't. It's not like they skimped on tanks over here. It's just they didn't have a spotter, and with his team being so effective at fire support, they just blew the enemy 1-2 line away before they could even really do anything effective at all.
Target acquired. We didn't even scratch them.
The western side of standard mode is still very important. You win that, you almost always win the fight. Prokhorovka and Fiery Salient. And I might add, most of the time that holds true for encounter mode as well. And in encounter mode, you tend to face teams that don't really defend over here very much or don't try to go on the attack. And you can, a lot of times, easily flank and pull out an easy win because you own 2/3 of the map.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Just the M40 to go, and he goes for the big hit and misses. He reveals his location, so
Permission to engage.
he is soon dead.
Penetration. Enemy armor
Game.
is destroyed.
Norelc ends up 1,185 damage and 5 kills, 47 of 70 shooting, that's 67%. Got 3,866 assisted damage in 7 spots, earned 8,861 credits. Survived the fight and got a Pascucci. I didn't even notice that. He killed all 3 artillery. And patrol duty. And then he got spotter, bruiser, fighter, and fire for effect. He gets 2,531 XP, battle score 2,606, and that is 9th place on the crazy high score looks list. Thanks to all these European players that just keep bumping the score higher and higher. Pretty soon you're going to have like 2,400 battle score just to get on the list. It's really rocketing skyward. So he pulls over here, pulls up into E1, and just seconds after he gets into E1, as he already starts getting spots, his support tanks motor into firing position and start unleashing on the enemy. And after they take out the initial 3 or 4 tanks, he doesn't even have to ask them to move north. They get rid of the last one. They can see all of them start moving north right away. It's like a scout's dream. Wow, I have a whole support force behind me that understand the game. So he immediately starts pulling forward to the north and providing more spots for his team. They find 2 or 3 more tanks up there, and then they own this side of the map with the PZ-38NA running across the northern flank to help spot for his team. Somebody pulling up on cap, he elects to move back down to the south and help with the defense. They have 2 tanks moving in on a light that's capping. Meanwhile, there's a Japanese heavy harassing his 304, so he pulls in beside him and unloads a clip and takes him out. And then they just mop up the rest of the way. Control the 1-2 line on this map, and you win the game the vast majority of times. Even if you lose the hill. If you control over here, you end up controlling everything west of the railroad, and look at where the caps are. They aren't over here. When you're over here, you can't hit cap. You may be able to shoot down from the hill and hit a little bit here, but this side of the map is what's important when the base is on this side of the railroad. Don't fall for the let's go swamp the hill trick. That doesn't work out very often. Now when you move to encounter, hill becomes more important because it can snipe into the cap area. But still, if you control the 1-2 lines, you can flank either end of the map, and then the hill loses its effectiveness because you can snipe the hill and force those people back. And if you're capping, let your cappers cap. And if you have to defend, you wipe the hill out, and then you can flank the guys from both sides defending, and you still win the battle. All because you won the 1-2 line. It's the path to victory on this map, and the meta seems to be hill, hill, hill. That's not the most effective way to play, especially in standard mode. Norelc understood that. His team understood it and provided him awesome support. If I was him, I would have quick gotten a hold of everybody that went that way and signed them up to contracts to play with me the rest of the day. Here, I'll give you 500 gold to play with me. Just stay with me, man. We're going rollover teams from Fiery Salient, blowing away the west side and moving on to victory. Norelc, happy hunting.